All right, this is going to be charting and just speculation for tomorrow. That'll be Thursday, March 19th, my birthday. And we have unemployment claims at 5:30, red folder, and then 7 a.m. new home sales, which is a little orange folder situation. We were just talking about that we currently have this SMT going on between YM and NQ, right? YM put in the daily CISDOB today, right? NQ did not, right? So we currently have this SMT. However, we were just talking about how on the monthly, right, we did have SMT with November low. That obviously is not the case except for with ES now, which obviously needs to continue because it's not a leading asset. So there's no reason that we would create an SMT with ES and these two be the same. That just wouldn't make sense. So anyways, so that's we took November's low. And then also we look on the quarterly time frame, we have been rebalancing. EQ of this range, right, is here, resting below this, and discount is this quarterly BISI, right? And we've been monitoring that or right on all the assets, excuse me, with this quarterly low, right? That we do have, we had SMT with the quarterly low, right? Um, like so, right? You can see here. Boom, like that. So that's gonna get run out in my opinion. Now that we've taken the November low. I believe that we will continue. So this SMT is likely, in my opinion, and let me just clear this off because it's getting, it looks like crazy. Oh, you know what sounds good for dinner is some like Chinese food. I haven't had Chinese food in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good. But like real Chinese food. So let's move this key level for a minute. Yeah, the CSD. Cause look, so like we just rebalance. Yeah, we're just gonna rebalance. Rebalenciaga this thing, you know. I feel like today, mm, not necessarily. We do have. See, this is where people get confused. Like, how did this candle expand with if it has a long wick? You know, someone was asking about that, what, yesterday or whatever. You know, because GXC says you can't trade candles with long wicks because they're not expansion candles. You know. Hello, you just ghosted me right now, bro. Yep.
Oh no.
No,
Uh, I agreed.
but but this is where you get it twisted. This is a daily profile. On the 4 hour, is this a long wick? No. Can you trade this candle? Yeah, you could. Right? 3 candle model. Right? This is small wick. Just because the one time frame, right, has a large wick does not mean that the lower time frames are not going to be just smaller wicks, right, on different candles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the daily. Okay, so here's the thing. In my opinion, let's look at this like this, right? Let's get let me just move this stuff out of the way for now. Okay, so this fair value gap slash daily SIBI, in my opinion, was used today to move the market away from this part of the range, let's say for now. That being said, let's just clean this up a little bit because it's always good to get a fresh perspective. We do have the CSD for now. That's fine. Okay, so if we want, let's just start moving. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go body as well, based on today's closure and its normal EQ, or just go with the wicks. You know what I mean? I have not.
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet. We'll have to figure that out. Okay, so this is normal previous day EQ, which honestly has been working fine lately. There's no, and see, boom. See, it's like last night. I knew those volume imbalances were gonna. I knew it. Knew it. No. Okay. So we got that done. Okay. Now let's Go over here, put this guy down. Okay. Bangarang. I'll move this out of the way for now. Here. Boom. All right. Is that okay? So if we are going to move lower, right, then the reality is here's discount, right? We have discount further down on these assets, right? And and there's obviously, if we are going to continue lower, I mean, you know, this is look, this is what I was looking at, right? So we have, look on YM over here. Okay, so we've got these relative equal lows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but this low is the one, this low, right? This is where it's like I've been trying to, it's like, what's an easy way to look for like the targets resting, like what those the key levels is like, what's find the lows that the market's using to uh endorse the expansion, right, above,
Mm-hmm.
and then figure out where the unmanipulated version of that lies, right, that key level lies, and then start looking for areas of interest in there. And like, so it's like, okay, look, this was the that got used here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this SMT caused this massive expansion, right? Which is what ended up
Right.
creating the all-time highs and the SMT here. Okay? So now the market's coming back, okay? And now resting right above discount, right? We have these, right? Relative equal lows, okay? But look at where this low rests compared to that low, right? If I can get it to move over, right?
Right.
So now this takes us even further down to like, okay, so like let's just, this is obviously speculating this one, but this is what my point is, like, now these are this looks like a draw for me, right? We have this previously SMT low, right, that was used to for this expansion, and now that we're coming back and we need a draw that's going to pull the market into discount of the quarterly range, what better thing to find than relative equal lows being unmanipulated right here? You know what I mean?
Right.
And if it's a place in which you're looking for a bounce, right? Like ideally we would want to come into discount, right, of the quarterly and then launch, right?
Right.
Okay, so something I've been like back testing or forward testing every night like this is like, okay, if I'm looking for like a higher time frame bounce, right? Quarterly bounce. That means we need a quarterly protected swing, right? I.e., SMT would be great if we could get that on a higher time frame, right?
Right.
Okay, so if we're gonna look for that, right? If we can find SMT lows, like watch this low here is pretty close to this one, right? Right?
Right.
And then same thing. These two are close, but like this one's pretty far away. So we could easily take this one and never get down here on NQ. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
that would create the higher time frame SMT. Or let's just say we came down for this one. Look at where this one is on YM, right? Like so you can already start to see like the likelihood that we could take this low on YM before NQ ever comes 1,000 points, right? You could see like there's we could easily create SMT right in here, right?
Right.
YM comes into discount. YM's the leading asset on the higher time frames, right? Because YM, if we look on the higher ones, let's go to the quarterly, right? If we look at YM on the quarter, or is it quarterly or monthly? Let me, oh, right? We were in this consolidation, right? And then we had this move. So look, like rebalance, SMT, right? Expansion, right? or we come for this unmanipulated low, right? Which is the one I was saying is in discount, right? So, anyways, speculating, but that's the thing. That's how you start identifying those levels. But there's no point in worrying about any of this when you're that far away. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're that far. But this is obviously area of interest. Like I don't. There's no reason the YM would leave these lows like this. You know. Um. Okay. So let's see. I did that. I've done YM already. I did YMs. I did, and now I gotta do ES. ES, previous day low. I'm gonna get rid of this SIBI, and I'm gonna move this. I don't think we're gonna need this as well anymore. Just gonna put that there for now, and then it is super hot again. I forgot to put the fan on. Also, having a huge TV up above the ultra wide does not help. Okay. So we got previous week low, resting literally 2 points above on ES. And then let's move this over here. And then, yeah, so we have this current SMT with YM, right? We had the daily CSD, right? In all likelihood, we'll open to rebalance, right? And then we'll create some sort of model to move lower, right? Um, because the reality is being this close to the quarterly rebalance point, even if we were to expand, like we have to hit rebalance. We're gonna have to, right? EQ of X range, it's applicable everywhere. It doesn't matter what time frame, right? So like it's got to happen at some point, and we wouldn't just stop shy like this. This is setting up for the move into discount, in my opinion. That's why we're building these OBs, right above right key levels. Okay, so this is let's see. I feel like with this, I don't want, I'm gonna get rid of the EQ of the upper wick because this should be up here is, yeah, look, the tell here too is like we rebalanced your previous month and then we just we're like, no, you know, and look, every PO3, this is interesting, right? Every PO3 is the correct PO3, right, on this weekly time frame of rejecting this month, right? Open high, open high, open high, rejection, rejection. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get rid of this because we don't need that. We don't need that. Let's go down. Yeah. Oh, look at that. So nice to have just like a clean chart again. Starting to get a little Picasso. Um, and it's like I don't need this. I know there is there, but I'll just leave it for. Oh, very nice. Let's move this guy back. It's no longer relevant in my opinion. And previous week low was just taken, but again, gonna likely be right an SMT break here once we rebalance. It could be a point also that the market uses in the morning to reject off of, so I'll just pull it across for now. And then you know what? Let's just. Oh, that's way better. I gotta stop drawing things out so far. Oops. Oh, that looks way. It's easier to read. You doing your charting too, or are you gonna do it later? Nice. Ghosting me again. Put me on blast unrecorded, Nick. Good job. You're awesome. It's because you're blasting jazz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You are charting, you said?
Um,
Or are you doing it
currently
later?
I'm currently I'm going to get a can of dip.
Oh, you're ridiculous. Nice. That'll be like when someone's like, "Hey, where's the good stuff in that recording?" I'll be like, "Just skim till you hear the word dip."
Yeah, the
You know,
keyword
the key
of
word
the
is dip. A nice little SMT on previous day low, dude. I'm telling you, I'm gonna say this in the moment, but it's definitely not recommended if anyone ever watches these videos to learn, because But dude, lately in the overnight session, there have been some absolute spicy setups, dude.
dude, some bangers,
That are
man.
like, and I realize I've known this for a long time, but the reality is like I try not to trade overnight because if you do so, that means your sleeping is off for me, and then I can't go to the gym, I don't eat good, etc. But
Right.
to that effect, when the overnight session's a banger, New York is trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what was it? Yeah, last night? No, or was it last night or the night before when I took those overnight like super tired 4 a.m. longs?
Yeah.
Of course, dude, I closed out at key level because, like, obviously you would never do anything but that with one contract, And then what does it do? It just goes to previous day high, overnight. I was like, okay, I've been wanting to take some overnighters, but I refuse to do it to do it right now until because I'm proving a point building this cash account up from like really small.
Right.
Because so I like started this one and I was like, because everyone's like, oh, how much do you need to trade, or like, what's the right amount? It's like it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real number that you can give. But this one, so I like just start this one out small, and it's like I've what, and I've taken, including the trade today. That's 3 trades in what, the past 2 weeks, and
Right.
it's already like 4x,
Literally.
1 to 2
Literally.
1 to 2 micros. Except for that overnight trade, I used 3 to 4 because obviously it's only moving like 20 points. But dude,
Yeah.
it's like, and the reason, and granted, is like everyone's like, oh, you should trade micros when you start out, or like, even if you have good accounts, it's like micros are easier to manage, until like you really have a good cushion. And the reality is, most that have that good of a cushion are on prop. And the good cushion I want is on the cash accounts. But dude, 1 2 micros, it keeps everybody out of trouble. And then I saw this ICT post where he's like, someone was like saying it's impossible to make a living off 1 micro, you know, which is just like so ironic because like everyone and their mother learning to trade would like agree in their mind when they're first learning, like that it's probably not likely that like you can get a good thing going just doing one. But the reality is when you know how to trade, like one you can bang on. Okay, so let's take the screenshots. I do want to bring this in just for context. Oh,
Yeah, dude. I mean, all you need is, even with one micro, what is that? 20 points is $40. Do that 5 times a week. That's $200 a week. I mean, it only grows from that.
dude, no, bro, making $200 to $500 on 1 micro every day is not, you know,
Yeah,
250, no problem. In a New York session, no problem. You know what I mean?
literally.
Look at these just lows. I'm not one to be like looking at Y or ES and going, oh, dude, ES looks so good. But I will say, if I were to be a betting man and I were looking for, stacked lows, I would definitely be looking at YM. I mean, not YM, ES. Oh, I'm screenshots. Okay, let's do that. I need to get some aloe vera as well. Boom. Just keep that going like this. And then that looks fine. Delta Key. There we go. Yeah, I think that's. I do. I think. Yeah, we'll definitely break SMT break for lower now. All right, that looks groovy. Let me screenshot this. Yeah, Chinese food sounds good for sure. Where's my water? Oh, where to go? Nope. I don't know where the screenshots went. I guess I better take another one. It disappeared on me way too fast. Go. Mouse over to the bottom of the ultra wide. Got it. Copy. Oh, journal. Add page for Thursday, March 19th. Bangarang. Paste that for the daily. For the daily profit. Oh, Harry Potter. Nice. All right, let's check the 4 hour because it's definitely. It was kind of cool how the market kind of played this, like all the bullish OBs CSD to for this, and then LR to run out. It was nice. Was nice. Okay. What do you mean? Now we need to move this over. And one day I'm just gonna make everyone suffer during the recordings and just do it on my ultra wide because I don't think anybody watches the videos anyways. Besides you, and if you have to suffer, that's fine with me. I'm just kidding.
I mean, does it look terrible on the ultra wide, like streaming it?
For non ultra wide people,
Yeah.
oh yeah. If I pull out like the my original recordings of G, excuse me, before, oh my god, before I said swapped it over, dude, trying to, even if I do it, like trying to read the text or like charting on like a normal one, it's not uh the aspect ratio is wrong. So
Right.
it looks terrible, dude.
Well,
Abs-
how
uh,
wide is like what's the how big is
mine's
that screen?
my screen's 50 120 by 20 140. I don't know, something like that. Let me look. I'm
Did you
not
say
like
it's a 50-inch?
49. It's a yeah.
Dang.
Mine is video. Yeah, I cut mine in half at 2560 by 1440, but mine's 50. What is it? I don't know. Whatever the one at the 5000 by 2000, I think is what mine is. 50, yeah, something like that. The problem is a normal screen like until they come out with like a nice ultra wide. The problem is like the aspect ratio. They're kind of a little too narrow vertically.
Yeah.
And so they're not doubled. Like if it was taller, then it would obviously you could scale it, which is everyone's kind of waiting for that. Okay, so we have the CSD here, cool beans, and then um, I do want to clean this up here because it's going down here. There we go. T with Y Emsel here. Okay. Oh, Sheboygan, Indiana. Okay, move this SMT here. Oh, looking nice here. Looking nice. It is interesting. So we take November's low. Yeah. The only reason that occurs is because we're moving lower. That's it. Okay, so we're good. 4 hour. We're Where's the rebalance on this guy? I want to see. Here. $130 back to 4-hour rebalance. Bum. We'll see what happens in the overnight session. Okay, so let me take this off so I can take a screenshot of the 4-hour. Get this posted so we can get some food going here. Just drag this guy in. It's honestly not relevant right this second because it will SMT break. Just gonna leave that like that. All right, like that, yeah. Probably as good as it's gonna get. Grab that screenshot, copy, paste, move that. I changed the album to public too. I don't know if that'll help, but
I bet on YouTube's.
yeah, I don't know what that. Maybe that'll get more than one viewer. Not that I really care. It's obviously just, but if other guys, I didn't know if like I gave the link to some of my buddies. Did not know. Okay. Sweet. I am gonna get off so I can get dinner going. And I will hopefully catch you in the morning. So let
Yeah,
me
sounds
stop
like a good
this.
plan.